Monday morning in late January, the phone rang. And now with the modern convenience of caller ID, I went to the phone and I saw the readout said Washington State Convention Center. And I was well aware that the ALA meeting, midwinter meeting, was taking place in Washington. And so my first reaction was to think, no way. But I picked up the phone, and Janice Del Negro, head of the Caldecott Committee, was on the phone, and she told me that I had in fact won Caldecott for Flotsam. And the emotions that went through my mind at that point were many. Both the elation that I had won the Caldecott for this book, colliding with the realization that in fact I had just won a Caldecott for the third time. Doing books for children started out for me as an artistic exploration that really just concerned me and the kinds of visual things that I liked to do. I loved storytelling, visual storytelling, and I discovered, particularly in art school, wordless storytelling. Lynd Ward's books from the early 1930s, novels and woodcuts for adults, just amazing, amazing works, had a huge impact on me. And I began to work on my own sorts of stories and narrative ideas in a wordless format. And concurrently, this all happening near the end of my 4 years in art school, discovered the world of picture books. And in trying to figure out what I was going to do with the stories that I thought I might like to tell, the world of the picture book suddenly appeared and seemed to be just the perfect place for the kinds of things I was thinking about. I didn't really want to do comic books and fantasy novels and things like that. And it really wasn't until I started to get letters back from both teachers, librarians, and the kids themselves that I began to realize how the books were being used. And that has become really, truly the most gratifying part of doing this, because I sit home by myself all day in my studio, and to see it for real out there in the world, being taken and interpreted is just terrific. My latest book, Flotsam, grew out of, in a subtle and maybe unconscious way, grew out of a childhood love of the ocean, finding stuff at the beach. And as it turns out, my family, we go back every summer now that I'm an adult and have kids myself. And just recently, the most amazing thing happened, because as the Surf City, New Jersey on Long Beach Island is attempting to widen their beaches, they send a big tanker or some kind of boat out just offshore, a big tube, and they pump the sand from offshore onto the shore to build it up and make it larger. And as they were moving along and building up the beach, somebody finally noticed that there were some things in the beach, in the sand they were pumping up, and it turned out to be all sorts of unexploded munitions, bombs from World War II that had somehow mysteriously been dumped off the coast of New Jersey and were now pumped onto the beach of Surf City. Boy, talk about some flotsam. That would be something.